And I go to the distinguished gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Comer.
Thank you, Chairman Raskins, and I appreciate this bipartisan hearing. Hopefully we can have more of those in the future. Marijuana is not yet legal in Kentucky, but marijuana's friendly cousin, hemp, is an industry very important to our economy and the history of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Throughout my time in Congress and during my service as Kentucky's Agriculture Commissioner, I've supported policies that promote hemp industry's growth and implemented the nation's first hemp pilot program in the state of Kentucky. Then during the drafting of the 2018 Farm Bill, I was in Congress and I authored language to federally legalize hemp for industrial and commercial uses. Hemp and related products like CBD, which I take, hemp-derived CBD, and fiber materials show great potential for Kentucky farmers, patients, and consumers. Innovative companies sprung up after legalization, and hemp is now a component of everything from car door panels to hardwood floors. And we have a really impressive hemp hardwood floor factory in my district in Murray, Kentucky. Unfortunately, the industry is currently struggling with an uncertain regulatory environment that has depressed its ability to expand and thrive despite clear demand for their products. In my opinion, the U.S. FDA needs to get to work in this space and provide regulatory certainty for hemp. We must also provide financial certainty and access to credit for entrepreneurs and farmers who operate legitimate businesses and are innovating within this new market opportunity. So, Mr. Freeman, are you aware that the FDA has failed for several years now to promulgate regulations that would provide certainty in the market for the hemp industry, especially with respect to products containing CBD?
Thank you, Ranking Member Comer. Yes, I agree with your analysis. First of all, that the rules and regulations regarding hemp will have a tie to cannabis. If we don't get hemp right, it's going to be very hard to get cannabis right. And that we did legalize hemp without the FDA so far has not created a pathway for the vast majority of products that are used for CBD, nor have they created regulations around intoxicating cannabinoids that are now coming out of hemp as well, and that there is a lack of leadership that is now needed from that we are now search to champions like you for that sort of progress forward.
And let me be very clear. I'm a Republican. I am against excessive regulations. But here we have an industry that all of the credible players want regulation because, you know, if there's a bottle of CBD at a gas station, there's no one that's there to determine whether that's CBD or not. When it says how many milligrams of whatever is in it, there's no agency that's looking into that to make sure that that's accurate reporting. So, you know, what I think we want with the CBD industry is we want that to be treated like a nutraceutical, to where, you know, you go in GNC, Vitamin World, places like that, and you buy nutraceuticals as opposed to pharmaceutical. And you look on the label, and it says, you know, exactly what's in that bottle or of CBD. We don't have that. And the credible people in the CBD industry, and not everyone's credible, and that's the problem. That's why we need some type of regulatory certainty here. The credible CBD producers, which there are probably 3 dozen in my congressional district and in Kentucky, they want some type of regulatory certainty and so they can move forward. Now, Mr. Chairman, here's a letter dated April 14th where I requested a committee hearing with Chairwoman Maloney with the FDA to talk about this specific issue, to try to get some regulatory certainty in this industry, because you don't go in a store where you don't see a bottle of CBD, but there's no guarantee that that's CBD. That may be snake oil. That may be something else. I take CBD from labs I have been to in Kentucky where I know that they're producing a product that was grown on Kentucky farms and that has gone through a very credible lab. So can you elaborate on that? You know, I've got 30 seconds here as to what FDA is going to do in the future. And let me say this, I predict that there will be a hearing on CBD oil in the very near future in this committee, but go ahead.
Thank you, Ranking Member. So my prediction is that so far all of that I've read coming out of the FDA is that they're going to be turning it back to Congress to solve these problems, and people like you for leadership here in that. I think the problem is real. Consumers don't know what they're getting. That some bad actors have turned to intoxicating cannabinoids and selling.
And we saw that in the pods for the e-cigarettes and things like that. Yeah.
And people need rules of the road to get this right. And I believe it's not only critical for the hemp industry, but the burgeoning cannabis industry as well. These things are so interrelated at this point that you will end up seeing bad actors escape the cannabis industry and go to the hemp industry because the laws and regulations are looser and they haven't created a clear path to market. So I do believe this is a place where good actors and Republicans and Democrats alike can all decide, hey, there needs to be really clear rules of the road here.
All right. The gentleman's time has expired. Thank you very much for your questioning and for that strong argument for government regulation, at least in the CBD market. So just in CBD. Just the thing you know best.